I love the engagement. This is what I'm here for.
What's your name? Deidre was not actually getting it, as she said, employee of the casino. I can tell you based on employee of casinos also, Bellagio and Aria. And I will tell you, there's a stigmatism where they make you feel as you are not part of it, so therefore you will not be comfortable enough to go to HR and say anything. But remember, you are an ambassador of whatever company,
There you go.
place you go to, and you should always look at yourself as that. No matter what's your environment, always think, I'm the ambassador, because wherever I go, I am that brand. And since I am that brand, I'm gonna do what I want. If I had my own company, to be right. So I always must work to do the right thing wherever I'm at, because tomorrow it may be me in my company, and I want my employees to feel comfortable enough to come to me and let me know what's wrong or right, so I can better provide to them. So you
Yes.
should always look at it that way, not as, oh, I just work there, they didn't care about me, I'm doing my best and I'm out of here. Because that's how we feel. Yes, and that's how you feel in a big organization. But then you gotta make yourself valuable, you gotta make yourself known by letting them know that you're here for the company. Even though you're the sweeper, you're here to give that company a better name. And when you do that, then HR know, oh, we have someone we can talk to. Let's look for so-and-so because she's the insider. I'm the outsider, I'm the top one. I don't have eyes there, I don't know what's going on, but she can give me an input of what's going on, how can I make it better for them.
That's great. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. And
I got a quote that I made up. Because you can do that when you reach a certain level. I'm working on my doctoral degree. I have a master's degree, so it's some
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, let's give a round of applause for that.
If I am,
original thought.
yeah.
Okay.
If I am that I am is the example, then I am leading by example.
I need to see that on board.
So if I am that I am is the example, then this is for leaders. Then I am already leading by example. So if God is your example, then I am leading by the example.
Mm.
Okay.
So what I was gonna say is,
Yes.
Amen. I got all the gifts of the Holy Spirit. So if I'm leading by myself, God is gonna send Aaron to help you. All right.
I like me going. I don't get it, but that don't mean it's not good.
Because we're not leading of ourselves. You know, so
Yes, it's like a leadership affirmation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because someone told me if I'm a leader, then I should lead by example. And I was thinking like, what am I not doing by leading by example? Like if I'm broke, I'm struggling, I'm gonna keep it genuine and authentic. And if I'm gonna show that you can overcome, when I'm talking to you, it's always gonna be positive and it's gonna resort it back to the Bible. So I'm not just gonna be talking about it to complain or talk about my feelings, because the Bible don't talk about feelings. If I tell you what I comprehend and what I'm going through on this mission to help others, I'm not just doing it just to look good or get some money or something. I'm doing it because I'm called and I'm sent. So what I was gonna say is there's HR platforms now. And I don't know if you're gonna talk about this soon, because I've been talking to Train You All, I've been talking to Bambi, I've been talking to Bamboo, I've been talking to I got a TriNet.
Have you talked to InspireWorks?
No, I haven't. I'm trying to figure out who does everything in the I can talk to them too. I just don't have a.
Hello, I'm the CEO. Yes.
Okay. All right, I need to get your card.
Yes, definitely.
Because if I don't need to hire an HR person, I have already.
You have, there's outsourcing available where you do not necessarily have to have anyone on staff. You do not have to have a person that is a W-2. There is definitely opportunities right now for our small and medium businesses to have the same proper HR solutions that the casinos and the large corporations have as well.
Okay. So I just founded a nonprofit called Wise Up. So I need an HR platform. So and I talked to the talent acquisition lady for MGM, the vice president. And she said there's 800 positions that I want to try to train people to fill.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we'll definitely talk after the live. That'll be great. Yes. One more question, and then we'll want to be conscious of the time.
Situation. We were talking about the HR and like I was working. I don't mind speaking about it. At the Sands Expo, and I'm supervisor. Then one of the employees from HR temp service or something like that went to my supervisor to complain about I was overworking him or giving him too many tasks or something like that. And instead of my supervisor coming to me, hey Deb, we need to do this, we need to do that, or this complaint, he got on my back like with a hammer that you can't be working on to do this and to do that. And I said, okay. But I said to myself, but I thought you had my back. I'm the supervisor. If I tell one of the employees to help me with loading in the water, loading in the soda, and make sure the coffee area is clean, something like that, that was just an order of just working.
Right.
So after that happened, he got on me about speaking to the people in the different vendor booths inside of the Sands Expo. So I went ahead and when they taken me off one of the big events, that we're not going to need you to work at this event. Oh, so after that, instead of me going to HR, I didn't know that I could do that. I didn't know that they would help me or nothing. Okay, well, I know what. I just go file employment, and I never went back.
Seeing that right there is another example of losing top talent that you could potentially, like you said, you know that your work ethic was good and it was in good intentions, but because instead of the supervisor taking it to HR and letting HR handle the situation, and they decided to rectify the situation themselves, they lost a potentially long standing employee. This is why it's very important for HR support to be known to that it is available for you and know what your rights are. So thank you. And what we're going to do is, well, after when I'm finished, we're going to have a hot seat. So I would love to have some questions with you guys and be able to answer some things. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those down. We do want to, I want to be conscious of the time because I know we only have an hour to give you all the information. So we're going to finish up the Kahoot really quick to see who wins. And y'all ready to still have some fun? Yeah. All right. Okay, so who got that one? Okay, the one is the one. Yeah. Wait, we ain't tell him yet. Don't tell him yet. Don't say nothing yet. Okay, so now we are going to have a quick open discussion. Okay, so we'll limit this to about 30 seconds or so, 30 seconds to a minute to have any open dialogue about what we're going to discuss. Okay, so should an employee posting derogatory remarks about a colleague on their personal social media account be brought to HR's attention? If so, why should they or why should they not? I know you know.
Well, you kind of answered that, but if that person is feeling that way and broadcasting it out like that, then they're feeling that way at work too. So that needs to be talked about, or they're not going to be able to work together. And it's probably something petty that could be worked out.
Absolutely. Communication is everything.
Derogatory remarks said on social media can and will affect the workplace.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if that's the case, it's got to be talked about.
Yes. And see, and the thing for me is, if someone is going to post something about someone within the organization, people don't really look at the name behind it. They look at the brand behind it. If it's, let's go with Nevada Partners. If they say, oh, SJ was so rude that I'm never going back to Nevada Partners ever again. It's not SJ that's going to have the issue. It's Nevada Partners.
Also, if I'm on someone's personal social media, I would talk to them first before I go to HR because it could be from a private page.
It can, and that's what HR would look into. As the HR consultant, I would not advise the person to reach out and speak about it if they are feeling, if they want to make for sure that there's investigation and something that need to be looked into. HR would handle all of that. We're protecting you. We're protecting the business owner. We're protecting the staff. We're protecting also the consumers. So it would, if anything, it would be best to have HR let you know the next steps, the proper steps that can be taken so that everyone feels that there's resolution to it.
Good HR can definitely mediate.
Very much.
Doesn't always have to be an actionable item. Sometimes we just both sit down and talk. What's going on here? And sometimes they can help mediate a problem so it doesn't spill over to the workplace.
Absolutely. And one of the things I like to practice in those types of things is called a WIFL. It stands for what I feel like expressing. And we use that a lot in the workforce because it gives you a chance to be able to sit down and know that during this time, we're going to speak transparent and we're going to leave it here after the resolution has been addressed. And we also use those, I recommend using those in meetings as well, so you can get everything off the table so you be able to start getting tasks done. It's all something as simple as, most of the time, something as simple as communication. Yes. Yes.
So does HR only protect current employees, or like once an employee is terminated, then HR will no longer?
There are next steps. There are options for HR to be able to help with the next steps in making sure like that the proper gear is turned back in. If there's any questions or if they do have any comments or anything, that's where we can be able to help. But it'll be a certain amount of time. Like once they parted from, we usually focus on the organization that we're working with. But yes. Okay, awesome. So that was great. That was a great quick discussion. And thank you all so much for the time. Okay, so next question. How many instances of social media does not necessarily be reported to HR? How many? How many? How many instances? Write it down. Go. Yeah. Remember, speed. Speed is our best friends right now. We got 4 answers, but you just push it. You just push it. Yep. Who put 50?
It went away.
The answer is 1. All you need is 1. That's all we need. If we go to 50, we don't know how long. Once things get out into to social media land, it's gone forever. Yeah, it's like why are they still a part of the organization at that point? So yes, but for the answer is 1. All you need is 1. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Oh, LDF. And they're on fire. 3 correct in a row. All right, let's go. Okay, is time theft a scenario to report to HR? Is time theft a scenario to report to HR? We must be missing one person because it'll go through if everybody's all right. Okay, yes. So yes, it should be. Time theft is a big thing, especially with remote working, because a lot of people clock in and then they go get right back in bed. That is for us to HR as a HR consulting, and we will make sure that we do investigations on those things as well. So making sure proper timekeeping is essential. And if not, we definitely recommend you report that to HR. Thank you. Okay, who's in the lead? Oh, we still got LDF. All right. Okay, let's move forward. Should a confidentiality breach be reported to HR? These are for any industry, especially for HIPAA, like those that have to deal with those HIPAA compliances, any type of compliance. Oh, great. You already know. Okay, perfect. So yes, confidentiality breaches are huge and it could be detrimental to an organization. So the top ones. Yeah, it only is on top. We got to go fast. We got to be quicker than that. Got to be quicker than that. Okay, so let's go right next. Okay, is repeated personal compliments and invitations for private meetings harassment? Ooh. Is it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. See, did I push the wrong answer? All right, the answer is yes. Yes, we couldn't go back. Okay, yes, actually, to go on to that, yes, it is, especially if the person feels uncomfortable. Okay. But that it can be a depend. But if it's continuous, that's why I wanted to make sure we stayed on the question. If it's a continuous thing, if it's being reported to HR, then it is not. Then it's not. Definitely, they're not interested. But there is a fine line, but that is for HR to. Oops, sorry. That is for HR to be able to do that thorough investigation, so you feel protected. Yes.
I worked at Hilton Vacation, part of the board.
Oh, shout out to Hilton. Timeshare. I'm in timeshare world too.
It was tough, but we did the Kahoot too. But the part of the onboarding was like, if you're trying to talk to someone that you work with and it's cool and y'all consensual, y'all could date. And that was part of what they were saying. If
no,
cool, that's what the training was saying.
No.
Saying you can't bargain gifts for dating and promotions and stuff, but it say if you're talking to a coworker and y'all both cool with talking, y'all could date. That's what the training video said.
Well, based on for reference. Well, I will say for future reference, I recommend don't do that. Don't try to rock the boat on that, especially if it is a supervisor or someone of the leadership and decision making in the organization. Highly do not recommend that. You might want to. There's so many people out in this world. We do not have to work with the person that we are having relationships with outside of work. So highly do not recommend that. Okay, next slide. Okay, is it necessary to bring health and safety violations to HR's attention? Yes. Okay, let's see. Is it? Yes. Oh, everybody's on their phones. They're trying to win. Okay, so yes, especially in restaurants, in construction, any type of health and safety violations that you see that could really potentially cost someone their life if it's not brought to our attention. So yes, definitely bring that to HR's attention. Okay, next. Oh, we got taste benders. Taste benders. Okay, should bias in hiring be reported to HR? I got my friend, I got the homie. They don't have no experience, but a bias. The answer is yes. That is supposed to be now. However, there may be certain circumstances where they're friends with the person that they're hiring, a higher up. Give that to HR to be able to investigate, because they may have the criteria to be able to make sure that job is done effectively. That's what we want to make sure, is that the operations of the organization is also being handled and in compliance. So yes.
I had worked somewhere where this lady hired the supervisor hired her son, and people was tripping, but I didn't see a problem with it. So is it a problem?
It's not necessarily. That would be something that we would need to investigate, because we need to see what their positional contract is. We would need to see if they have prior experience. If there were other people that were better candidates for, that would be something that HR would look into. Yes. All right. Taste benders is still up there. Okay, so we have a few more left, 2 more left. Is it necessary to report a conflict of interest to HR? Maybe, yes, no, depends. What will be your idea of conflict of interest? That could be a conflict of interest. Also working at a job, but then maybe moonlighting. That could be a conflict of interest. Or working. Oh, well, let's go to the answer is yes. Sorry. The answer is yes, that you are to report a conflict of interest. That could be anything along those lines of, I'm doing, let's say, I mean, the best one I can do is if you're working like a top executive job, but then you are also moonlighting for another organization that's kind of running the same thing. It's kind of like you're sharing information. You could potentially compromise the information that is given to the organization. So HR would investigate that and see if it's in the best interest for them to stay in that position or have any other repercussions. So yes, that would be very, very key for us. Taste Benders is rocking it. Let's go. Okay. Should substance misuse be reported to HR? So, should substance misuse? We don't want you walking in with a water bottle full of vodka, you know. So should that be reported? Yes, absolutely, because that could potentially cause harm to everyone that is there for that day. If someone is drinking, if someone comes in and they're intoxicated, that is going to not only misrepresent the brand, but that's a health and safety violation for sure. And it can also cause them to act out of character, which could also misrepresent the brand. So yes. Okay, all right. Looks okay. Last one. Should improper use of company assets be reported to HR? We're at the fundamentals. We ain't dive deep yet. So yes. Improper use of company assets. No, you are not supposed to get your Uber over to your best friend's house on the company card. No, but yes, you can be able to order lunch if you're going on a lunch meeting with the company card. But if you do feel like someone is utilizing it improperly, bring it to HR. We'll do the investigation, because that protects you as the concerned employee, and that protects also the company, so that we can make sure everything is rectified. Okay, so let's see who's winning. All right, so third place. Lovely. Okay, I was looking for it. Okay, Lashimi, yes. And number one, Taste Benders. Who's Taste Benders? Now let's stand up. Who's Taste Benders? Hey, all right. Great job. Great job. You know your HR fundamentals. Great job. I do. Awesome. Okay, so for the three winners, please meet.
No, they were cheap rocky because we were on their phone and they were
I know. Right. It's actually just a nice little token of my appreciation. It is no, it's actually a good spray. It's a work-life balance spray. So you spray this. It's a aromatherapy, good for you to help keep calm while you're working, so we can have some good energy, good vibes. So I have one for each of the winners. Okay. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. All right. Okay. So I will breeze through my presentation because we did know the fundamentals of what to be able to help you all, especially as business owners and potential entrepreneurs and decision makers, to know that you have a safe space within the HR world. And with things going in the route that they're going, it is crucial to know who's going to be representing you, who's going to be behind your brand, and how you're going to effectively execute your overall mission. So I'm going to let you know some things about HR. On the next slide, we're going to be discussing. even though I have my glasses on, I a little bit, that would be great. Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I have this here, so because I don't want to take it from him. So yeah, I'll be fine. No worries. Okay, so I have oh, that's a lot. I can't see it at all now. I can't see it at all. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, thank you. Okay. So of course I am doing the talking about really the fundamentals of HR. HR for organizations has become very instrumental over the years. It actually wasn't always around for for businesses, but it became a huge thing because of people having discrimination, people having things that are not ethically or morally correct within an organization, and they don't know who to turn to, who to talk to, and then they're giving themselves for years upon years to organization that they could have, some things could have been rectified. Not every problem for an organization is on the employee. We also have to make sure that the owners of the businesses holding themselves to a replicable brand. Okay, so the evolution of HR and the outsourcing and the technology, really. As he mentioned, there's plenty of outsourcing services out here now that usually you used to have to go to school first, and then you had to go and get hired onto a place in order to work for their organization. But now we can be able to outsource those things. So technology is the reason why I'm actually here today for you guys as well. So we'll do the next slide. Oh, actually, we go past that one too. Thank you. So here's some of the fundamentals of how, or things that you should have with your HR servicing. How many business owners are here in the room? Perfect. Okay, great. Okay. So how many of you all have an HR? Inspire. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here's some things that I could be able to help you with as well, that you can be able to do on your own as well if you're not at that stage to be able to have an HR outsourcing type of service. Okay. So first thing you want to pay attention to is you want to pay attention to your recruitment and your selection. How many of you have employees? Okay, great. Okay, so for those who have employees, do you have positional contracts? I'm sorry?
You just mean like their job duties and all that stuff?
Actually, like their job duties, what that entails, and what their requirements are for that specific position.
Would that be an SOP? My president, my best friend, he in the military, and he's like putting together some SOPs. I'm like, what are you talking about? What they're supposed to do, the job description?
Yes, the job description. Okay. What would SOPs stand for? Oh, okay, because I'm like brain. So then yes. Okay, yes. I was like, no, yes, that is what you want to put together, and you want to identify within your organization if you pretty much have someone kind of double doing a position. If you have an executive director, like think about it like a nonprofit. If you have a president, do you really necessarily need an executive director? Same thing. It's just a different title. So but that's another thing that we can get into at a whole nother standpoint is titles. But yes, another one would be your onboarding. So how many of our business owners have their onboarding set up in place? That is their welcome, their welcome letter for when they get the job, to where the orientation is and what they're setting any of that up. Okay. So that is another thing that is key. You're setting a representation for the people that are coming in. The employees need structure, especially if you're like in the restaurant industry, or if you're in something that requires you to work with consumers on a daily basis. You want them to know how to represent the brand. Your onboarding process is going to be a key to how successful your employee is going to be. Because you can have a top tier employee that has all the potential in the world, but if you say, I don't know what you really can do. Go over there and work on that. They don't have the structure to know what it is exactly that they're going to do. So they could potentially do anything, which could ultimately hurt the business overall. Now, there are some cases, there are some that have morals and integrity that do help the business grow. But when you set the tone by having your onboarding, all your paperwork set in place, it is pivotal for to keep your employees as well, because they know what they're looking for. You got to get your buy-in that way. Your buy-in is also during your onboarding process. You're getting your employees to buy into your vision, your creation. Okay. So any questions about that? Yes.
All right, so the two different people, Bamboo and Bambi, one didn't have a HR representative. They was like, you just do it yourself. We have templates and everything. And the other one had an HR representative that we could talk to. So I was like, does this come with an HR representative, or is it better to have an HR representative or just a platform?
I recommend having a consultant, because at the end of the day, technology is just technology. But how we all interact is by human interaction. So the tech side is going to be able to help the HR consultant stay on a logical standpoint, making sure that there is no bias being ran. That's where the benefit of having tech or some form of those templates and such, that is beneficial. But you also still have to have that engagement with your employees and the owners and such. So I recommend having an HR consultant be able to tell you what you need and investigate thoroughly. So yes. Okay, so our next one would be training and development. How many of you all have had a full-on training course with your employees, or even with anyone that's working with your brand? Okay, what form of training have you had?
Hospitality.
Oh, okay, perfect. So do you mind if I ask what your business is?
My personal business, I'm a chef, so I'll be having a food truck.
Oh, very nice. Well, congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause. So even with the food truck, training is huge, because guess what? You're going to have to train them on all the safety regulations that because there's licensing permits. There's all these, there's a lot of, yes, food, that there's a lot that comes with having a mobile food business. So that training and development is going to be key. But also think about the ongoing as well, because you want to have something consistent, because they're going to be representing you to the consumers every single day. So you want to make sure that not only, and that's another reason why I recommend that you have an actual person as a consultant, because the technology aspect of that, it's not going to have effective training. I've worked at a few corporations before. I'm not going to name any names, but working at corporations, they put you in front of a computer to do your trainings. I don't know anything that they told me. I just watched it. But when you have someone in person, you have someone that help you be able to engage your employees, and for them to continue. The training and development helps people continue to have that buy-in, because one simple thing can make your employee feel like they're not heard. And especially if you value them as an employee, the other employees may feel threatened by them, so they want to push them out. We get the chance to, during training and developments, helping them understand each other. We talk about personalities. You can talk about giving people assessments. You can help them learn about what's coming up with the organization. What are we growing into? Training and development. That is one of the things I see small and medium businesses don't look at it as a necessity, but that is imperative for an organization. So the next one will be our compensations and benefits. Compensations and benefits, have that all written down. Have all of that information so that there's no blurred lines. Okay, so I'll continue and breeze through. And then performance management. We want to be able to have, how many has set up KPIs for their employees? KPIs are key performance indicators. How well are you performing your job? Those are crucial. So we can dive into that as well during questions if you have. And then also employee relations. That's what all of these things are what HR is it functions the way we function. All of these things tied in together will help anyone in your organization feel heard and feel valued. Okay. So next slide. Oh, yes. Do you have a question?
So if you have a small business and, for instance, and you only actually need one employee to be an assistant, most of this will come like through communications instead of on the paper. You just communicate with them about the organization and the training that they need, what I would like for you to do, and
yes, absolutely.
The benefits, all that will come in the communication with the employee, like hands-on training.
Yes, it can. It definitely can. With these types of functions, we do all of this so you don't have to, because we want the owner of the business to work on building the business. We don't want you to work in your business. All of these things take time, energy, effort. Oh, and what it's going to do is take it away from you being able to grow into, instead of being micro. Yeah, the opportunity is to scale. With HR, you can be able to scale. Next slide, please. Thank you. Okay, next thing we're going to talk about is legal and ethics. Okay, how important is this for an organization? Why so? Exactly. That's just the overall thing. And we're done. Yes, because we do not want anything to take away all the hard work and effort that we put into this. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into our businesses, and it can be taken down if we're by just even one person. And if our paperwork ain't in the right spot and we ain't doing crossing our T's and dotting our I's, everything can be wiped away from us in a matter of minutes. So knowing these things will help you and also be able to help you grow. So making sure that you have your compliances in order, making sure you have all your paperwork in order, making sure that you have signed documents from your employees, that they acknowledge this information is key. Okay, next slide. Okay, so there we go into diversity and inclusion. How important is this? Right, that is true. But definitely for all of us, it is very, very important. We always want to feel included, no matter your race, your gender, your preference. It doesn't matter. We're here to get a job done, and we're all here to make a living. So some of the things that we touch base on is like, we'll help you with your diversity at work. Like, we'll help having those rough conversations that people are kind of scared to have, but they're effective. Okay. Then we also do, we have inclusive hiring practices, not unconscious bias training, because that is a thing. It really is a thing. People try not to be biased, but if they feel your energy and it's all off, it could potentially make you could lose that position, and it's really not fair. So we want to help people understand why not making decisions off of emotion, and more so making them off of ethics and integrity, and especially their position, is going to be crucial. Working with flexible work arrangements. So if these are types of things that you can be able to utilize as a way for your diversity and inclusion. Okay. Mentorship programs. That is a big thing. Making sure that you have people to be able to help guide the people that you want to have succession with. Give their succession plans a go as well. And then also having employee resources groups. Those are great because people want to feel heard, and especially if they want to move up in the organization, you want to have those resources available for them, so it'll be a good, smooth transition for them. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so talent management, that how important for you to you all is talent management.
It's easier to keep them than to train the next person.
Absolutely. We do there are positions in this world. We have our business owners and we have our support people. We need to identify those, but also identify that we may have an entrepreneurial person that's really good in their space, but we know that they do want to open up their own business. So how do we make sure that we manage that? We can manage that talent for them to help us now, but also support them in their entrepreneurial spirit so that when they do leave, they don't take all the information that they developed with your organization with them. So they can be able to help you train the next person, help set up those, what did you learn through this process? So that we can put that down on paper so that the next person that's going to be there, we can have them mimic what you represented, making sure that you have your top tier talent for a long period of time and not only 6 to 7 months. That does us no good. Okay. So here's a few things that we can do to be able to help with our talent management. Next slide. Okay. This here just wanted to show the evolution of HR and technology, because now I'm able to sit here with you and be excited about having my own business. Otherwise, I would probably be at a corporation somewhere sitting in an office talking about only their business. The great thing about HR is that now I get to work with a diverse group of individuals. So wanted to show you just a quick slide of the evolution of technology and where it's going. It's actually getting better. We have, as you mentioned, that was a great point of that. There's some that does not have consultants. A lot of things are going AI as well. So you do not have to necessarily interaction, because that also does also take away an opportunity for you to help another business. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, so of course, global. We don't we all want our stuff? What is our vision? Is our vision, do we want to stay in Vegas? Yeah, we want to go global, right? Right. So I want you all to just keep in mind that, especially diversity and inclusion. Okay, so think about this. If we want to go global, we got to also we don't want to just stay with, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm a sister too. We got our Black-owned businesses. We rah with that, minority-owned businesses. But we need someone that's bilingual. We need someone that knows different languages. We need someone else that is a part of, that has different cultures so that we can expand. If we think small, we're going to stay small. So start thinking global. Okay? All right. So I'm going to breeze through. Okay. What does that say? I'm sorry. The future trends. This is where we're going and this is where we're headed. So we want to make sure that you are in tune with everything and know where we going and where we can be. So yes.
What are the words next to the percentages?
I don't have my
yeah. Work arrangement is 85%. Well-being programs 65%. And sustainability initiatives.
Yes. So these are the things that most large organizations are using to help engage their employees, because HR is for that employee engagement. They want to feel heard. They really need to feel heard. So one of the things that I do as a part of our wellness programs is I do sound bowls. So I do like a corporate wellness sessions where they're able to come out and lay their mats out during a training, and they do a nice little meditation. Sound bowls help calm you, and they help relieve stress, and they help the overwhelm and anxiety in just 30 minutes. So it's not like you have to be doing it for a long period of time. And I'm blessed to say that I've done it for the city of Las Vegas on numerous occasions. Partner with the Abodo Community Garden. It's turned into a thing. So yeah, yes. So it just thinking outside of the box for those types of things to keep your employees engaged, that's what's going to help get your buy-in. That's what's going to help. So even so, with all of these tools and tips, you need to have, especially with, if you have an organization that you value, that you want to see succeed, please keep in mind that you also have to make sure the back end is taken care of as well. And it doesn't have to be me, even though I would like for it to be. It doesn't have to necessarily be an HR outsourcing service. You can do these things on your own. ChatGPT is huge. They can help you with any types of paperwork that you need to have filled out, or they can help you really in any way. The possibilities are endless. So I highly recommend, if you cannot necessarily, you're not in the right spot to afford a budget for an HR service, do not just not have it. You got to just put in a little manpower versus the monetary. Okay. All right. So is there any questions that you may have? I think that was the next slide. Yep. Is there any questions that you have for me? I hope I wasn't boring. No,
Great job.
you know how HR is sometimes. Yeah. So yes. Oh, we have a question. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
My background, and a lot of your schools, so we need to connect after this, so I'm going to be following you.
Insane.
I do corporate training, but I specialize in neurodivergent employees and serving that demographic.
Ooh, okay.
And so I'm wondering, like, we hear DI all the time, but part of being equitable and feeling included is having trainers and development programs, learning programs that accommodate and adapt to whatever your learning style is. If you have ADHD, high functioning autism, there are people in senior positions in management that might not have the support to be able to do well in their work because of those neurodivergent challenges.
Yes.
But they might not know how to manage their employees who do have those challenges.
Yes.
And so I was wondering, does your company have that kind of service, or is there? I'm also wondering what the ecosystem looks like here in Las Vegas, if there are neurodivergent programs that support that here.
Actually, no. I actually would love to connect. Yes. She's right. There is. I think that's the reason why for me, I went into the sound healing more so, because you can't. Thank you. And the reason why I did that was because what I have seen over the years of me doing the leadership and team development trainings was that a lot of people didn't know how to express that they were going through something. They didn't know how to, okay, yes, I'm here, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And then the next thing you know, you get a resignation letter 2 days later. So we want to be preventative and proactive. I love what you're doing. And yes, I do want to connect with you. I would love to set up a meeting.
There are high performers that have all of these issues.
Yes.
And there's no support for them. Or
Yes.
barely, or it's just difficult. And so, yeah, and there's a lot of stigma too.
It is. It is. Yes, we're definitely going to connect. So I appreciate that. But yes, this is where we are as business owners. We have to be proactive in this as well. We have to pay attention to not only just the business, not only just our employees, not only just the consumers. We got to pay attention to our employees' body language. What's their verbal cues? What are their nonverbal cues? What are their stressors? What is their personality type? Are they an eagle type of person where they're go-getter driven, or are they more of an owl where they're more reserved and task oriented? We have to pay attention to those things. So I could go on and on and on. I really can't, but I do want to respect the time, and I appreciate you all so much for taking the time for me to be able to give you a little bit of information. And if you have any questions, I will be around. Okay. Thank you.
Give it up for Tiffany, y'all.
Teaching HR is easy.